Alright, this is set number 4 on Airfield, and actually, if I remember correctly, Insidious Gaming played on Airfield last night against PP Super Friends, and after like 2 or 3 replays, I think Insidious Gaming eventually, or no, it might have been PP, but I don't know, it was a very long drawn out set here, and I have a feeling, you know, I think Insidious Gaming has something more specific planned today.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to a bunch of draws on one map, you have to bring out something different in order to make sure that you can secure that victory rather than not having any control over it. So we're going to have to see. Right now, all we have is Elite blowing up a bunch of buildings with this tank. But I think their strategy is going to be a little bit something different from that.
Yeah, definitely. They are already all spreading out to this northern part of the map here. So, you know, committing a light tank, it's probably a T1 down, or maybe even Nisa down there to the southern part of the hilltop area. C-Chai now crossing death guys as well. Oh, Trump with a very nice position here, able to land a couple shots, but look at that, Nisa right there to retaliate. Trump's taking a shot for the shot that he landed onto one of those Insidious Gaming tanks. So both sides here, at least slightly moving over to the north. We do see Melvich kind of leading his troops. He does have 2 AIM-50s behind him. So the thing is, they will be able to secure this northern position quite well.
Yeah, they have a very good position here. They have that heavy tank up there in the front, trying to scout out, get some vision for his 2 AMX-5100s, who are in the back and going to lay down so much damage with that autoloader. And already in the beginning, we saw both of the light tanks. Well, actually, for PvP, they have 2 of them, but one light tank from each, one light tier 8 tank, I should say, from each team come down to that south position, try to get that hilltop. But Nisa actually coming out ahead, and he had that cover from all of his heavy tanks towards the north, so very well played there. Trum's making another appearance here. Nisa seeing him backing off just a little bit to make sure he is in better cover here.
Of course, still very even, no clear advantage to going to the other side. And very similar positionings, actually. Yeah, both the light tanks on each team making their way up to the southern part of this hilltop. And then at the same time, although the PP side have an extra AMX-13, an extra light tank, the thing is they're using that mobility to really contest and secure this northern area, and it's not allowing Insidious Gaming to push.
Yeah, I mean, Insidious Gaming came in strong on the north side. They were coming in with a lot of the heavy tanks. They tried to land a bunch of shots onto Trums through that angle that they had from the hills, but besides that, Trums just backed off, and they just couldn't push more forward. Like you were saying before, they got that map control with those lighter tanks and with that heavy tank up front. So I think from here on out, we're just going to have the tanks just sit here a little bit more and just try to scout out, try to get some vision on the other tanks. They do destroy a T1 up there in the north. Besides that, I don't know if much action will come up in the next few minutes here.
I have to agree with you. I mean, although C-Chai is spotted here, the other Insidious Gamings are still a mystery to the PvP side, so playing very cautious. And Nisa still kind of winning the kind of positional duel against Trums here. Trums forced to back out. Insidious Gaming, though, if I remember correctly, most of their tanks have been making their way up to the northern part of the map. And the thing is, I think if they get into position here, they should be able to maybe even trap Melvich. I think if they come in at the right kind of angle, sending maybe 2 to the northern, kind of just really hugging, not opening itself up to that AMX-50, kind of hugging, you know, coming behind to the side of Melvich, and then sending the other 2 or 3 just straight down in front of him.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I think once a little bit more time passes, Insidious Gaming is going to realize that and maybe try to spot it out.
Oh,
and
wow.
Once they do that, they might go for a push. Already 2 of the tanks spotted up there for Insidious Gaming, so I think PvP Super Friends has an idea of what's going to happen here.
Yeah, and I believe it was Death Skies or C-Chai. One of those, it was actually Death Skies taking a lot of damage over there, so he has to be careful not to take even more, but C-Chai coming in from the side here. He's going to try and at least land a couple shots with Melvich here. Melvich taking a big shot from a tank from behind, and another one, and another one, and another one! Will he go down? I think he's going to go down here.
I think he's definitely going to go down here. Here is C-Chai. He's going to try to hit the landing blow. Is he going to hit it? I think he will. Okay. Down goes Melvich there, and just like you said before in Insidious Gaming, if they realize that they could come around, but also Griff's going down actually from a good shot from Black Mamba.
Yeah, Black Mamba though now starting to take critical damage here. Death Skies is very low as well. So Black Mamba has to be careful, or at least I mean, his best case scenario is to trade his death, but I don't think he will be able to here. Black Mamba just trying to finish off. No, he will not. Elite getting that kill. A slight advantage, yeah, definitely in favor of Insidious Gaming. As long as they can keep Death Skies alive here, they should be fine.
Yeah, Deathskies is the key here, as long as he can stay alive, and I think he can, because he's in that Pershing, it's not a super heavy tank, he can get around pretty easily. I think he's going to be okay, and I think Insidious Gaming is going to lay down the hammer here. Doing exactly what you were talking about, you know, Melvich in a decent position if he had better cover from his AMX-50s in the back, but ISG, Insidious Gaming, noticing that he was there against the wall and just pulling out a bunch of tanks and quickly taking him down and taking that advantage, and now they're up tier 8s.
Yeah, they should have had at least one more tank kind of backing up Melvich. I mean, although the positioning for those AMX-50s back at their starting position was, you know, kind of covering that T-32, the thing is, if they went for that two-prong push, which that's exactly what Insidious Gaming went for, those AMX-50s will not be able to land clear shots in concession, which is key.
Yeah, that was definitely very, very well played out of Insidious Gaming, and now I don't think they're going to go for anything too aggressive.
Yeah, well, Insidious Gaming know they have the set pretty much secured, so I mean, all they have to do is really wait for PvP to just eventually come at them.
Yeah, and I'm very curious to see what PvP's Royale Mastermind is going to do here. They are sending Trums up here towards the north. They're probably going to go for an last kind of all-in ditch effort, you know, try to take out at least one tank and even it up. I think they know that Insidious Gaming is smart enough to keep Deathskies, you know, at least in the back and covered, so they're not going to be able to do that. But if they do some damage, as they are doing on C-Tai taking one hit there, maybe try to take out some of these tanks and at least even up the tier 8, the tier point advantage, they could at least bring it to a draw.
Yeah, honestly, they only really need just one to finish off one of those tier 8 tanks to just have have a pretty comfortable kind of situation under control. But since they have to at least take one of these tier 8s down, they will have to overcommit somewhere. And you know, if they do, I'm sure Insidious Gaming are going to just be ready for them.
Yeah, I can see on my screen Insidious Gaming just waiting.
Yeah.
You know, they haven't moved back, they haven't gone super passive, but they're just waiting because they have such good position right there in the middle of that map. And they're not going to move from there. If PvP Royale Mastermind makes a move, Insidious Gaming is actually going to have a lot of cover fire from a lot of different areas and maybe even take more of an advantage. So Insidious Gaming feeling very comfortable in the position that they're in right now, and they're not going to move for now.
Yeah, most definitely. So honestly, the more time that passes, the more nervous and the more kind of, I guess, the more hasty the PvP Royale Mastermind will become. Yeah, most definitely. They're already still, I mean, not scrambling, but you can definitely see the kind of the indecisiveness coming out from the team. I mean, they're not sure if they should stay to the north. They're not sure if they should split up or stay together, or go to the south. They really are just trying to move back and forth between their positions here because they just really don't know how to handle the situation, or they know how to handle it, but they don't know the best option just yet.
Yeah, and they have some time. They have 2.5 minutes still, 2:20 to be exact, and they're not going to make a move just yet, I believe. They're going to see maybe if Insidious Gaming gets a little, impatient, maybe sticks one of their tanks out in a bad position. If not, they're probably discussing right now what exactly they're going to do. They've already landed a couple of shots onto C-Tai, who is actually the front most heavy tank, tier 8 tank for Insidious Gaming. He is at 610 health, as you see on your screen there. He is in that T-32 though, so he has considerable armor and health, so he's not going to go down super easily, probably at least 3 shots. But maybe if they come around and try to get some shots onto him, they can even it up. And you guys see this AMX-50 now trying to get position, but taking damage.
Yeah, look at Spec Ops taking 3 shots immediately the second he spotted there. Honestly, yeah, because of Insidious Gaming's positioning at this point, there's just really no way I think that the PvP side can come back with this. Yeah, there's just too big of an advantage going in favor of Insidious Gaming. But maybe C-Tai, if he goes down here, then it will allow actually PvP just to stay very passive.
They were able to take out a T1, but that's not going to be enough. They're not going to be able to tie up the tier points, but a lot of tanks low. C-Tai and Deathskies about 290 health. If they land a shot here in the last minute, they can tie it up at least to a draw. Yeah, and that would be the best case scenario right now.
Yeah. But look at this, Insidious Gaming completely grouping up at this point, and Nisa and Elite have repositioned here because they knew exactly what was coming. Had these guys not repositioned here, they would have been able to finish off those extremely low hit point tanks here. But the predictability, but the anticipation from Insidious Gaming just once again rewarding them.
Yeah, very, very well played. Perfectly played there at the end. They are going to take out this last AMX-50 100 of Spec Ops and take